We all rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance. Yes, I'm still Russ Kimball, and Brian sends his apologies that he could not be here today. And so we'll start our meeting for the Tourist Development Council and start out with introducing ourselves that we're here, starting with Phil.
Phil Henderson, Starlight Cruises, South Pasadena, Madeira Beach, and Clearwater.
Clyde Smith, Bilmar Beach Resort, Treasure Island.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Chuck Prather, the Birchwood, St. Petersburg.
Good morning, Doreen Moore, Travel Resort Services, Vacation Rental. Thank you.
Good morning, Bruce Rector, Mayor of the City of Clearwater.
Good morning, Brian Lowak, Visit St. Pete Clearwater.
And I'm Russ Kimball, Sheraton Sand Key, Clearwater Beach.
Amanda Coffey, Managing Assistant County Attorney. Good morning.
Morning, Copley Gertis, City of St. Petersburg City Council.
Good morning, Dave Gaddis, Mayor of Bel Air Beach, representing the Big C.
Good morning, everyone. Tricia Rodriguez, the Tropics Boat Tours and the Clearwater Ferry.
Thank you. Is there any comments left behind from the chairman? Do you know? Is there any comments from the chairman or instructions? No comments. All right, thank you. Okay. We're going to take a pause for 2 minutes. And what I'd like to do is to ask anybody around the table, is there something you know that we all ought to know? We do this on Clearwater.
And I'm not retiring.
there. So I think first we have, next is the approval of the minutes. If I have a motion.
Motion to
Motion.
approve?
Second.
Doreen, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next is public comments. Do we have any public comments? None, I see. Okay. And next is the presentations. The first one is Rosemary with the UK Roadshow.
Good morning. So I'm here to present an overview of our UK Roadshow that took place March 3rd through the 5th in London and Manchester. In addition to Rooster staff, Jane Brooke, Ben Williams, Pete Gregory, and Caitlin Lesko, the Visit St. Pete Clearwater contingent included me, Brian Loeck, Commissioner Nowicki, and 2 hotel partners, Anna Fernandez from the Wyndham Grand Clearwater Beach, and Jamie Hauser from the Sheraton Sand Key. Congratulations to the team at Rooster for planning and executing such a productive few days in the UK. Job very well done. This roadshow offered Rooster and the Visit St. Pete Clearwater delegation the opportunity to connect with tour operators and travel advisors across London and Manchester to educate them about the variety of offerings in the destination. My presentation this morning follows the timeline of our roadshow itinerary. So let's start with day 1, March 3rd, in London and our tour operator trainings. A virtual training session was conducted that morning for Ocean Holidays. 11 call center staff attended, and the session was recorded for those agents that were not able to attend. Visit St. Pete Clearwater gave updates on the destination, and hotel partners presented on their properties. Ocean Florida sells to both the consumer and trade in the UK, and St. Pete Clearwater is a top seller. Next, the delegation traveled out to Crawley in West Sussex to the headquarters of Virgin Atlantic Holidays. Here we conducted 5 in-person sessions for 30 call center staff. Virgin Holidays is another key producer from the UK market and sends large volumes of passengers to St. Pete Clearwater annually. Training provides these agents with the tools they need to better sell our destination. On the evening of March 3rd, we hosted the first of our tour operator and travel advisor events. The tour operator manager's dinner was held at the Ampersand Hotel in South Kensington, London. This intimate dinner was an opportunity to update the guests on all the latest developments in the destination, including the inclusion of St. Pete Clearwater as a destination partner of the Michelin Guide Florida 2025. The evening also gave tour operators the opportunity to share insightful discussions on how to work effectively and to collaborate in this very important market. Day 2, March 4th, had us traveling north to Manchester for our evening event at Electric Shuffle. The purpose of this event was to engage with travel agents from across Manchester, educating them about the destination so they are better prepared to sell St. Pete Clearwater to their clients. The evening kicked off with a welcome speech from Brian, and this was followed by a training session highlighting key selling points of the destination. After this, the agents started playing a range of shuffleboard interactive games. The night concluded with a quiz to test how much information the agents recalled. The winner received a spot on our upcoming UK trade fam trip. Rooster invited a wide variety of agents to attend our event in Manchester, ranging from leading UK tour operators to smaller independent agencies, as well as home-based travel advisors. The next day, March 5th, we were back in London at our evening event at Swingers. The purpose of this event was the same as Manchester, to engage with London travel advisors and educate them about the destination so they can better sell St. Pete Clearwater. The evening had a similar format with a 20-minute destination training which highlighted the many facets of the destination. Just like in Manchester, Jamie and Anna also presented, and guests were then invited to partake in miniature golf. The night concluded with a quiz, and the first place winner again received a spot on our upcoming FAM. Both of these events were featured on the Travel Gossip website, which is an online community for travel professionals in the UK, and on Facebook. And this was done to increase trade visibility. So what are next steps? Now's the time to capitalize on the energy and excitement the roadshow inspired. Rooster will share St. Pete Clearwater PowerPoint updates. They'll follow up with key attendees who requested additional training. They'll offer training for agents who are unable to attend the Manchester and London events. They will add all the attendees to the monthly trade newsletter, and they will continue to send through the latest destination information, links to content, imagery, and key selling points to the trade. And they will scope additional events for the remainder of 2025. And here's some feedback from our events. Megan Harris with Travel Republic said, "Thanks to you for a wonderful evening. It was so lovely to spend time chatting and hear more about the destination. Looking forward to seeing what more we can achieve this year." And Stuart Barrett with Ice Lolly said, "A great venue, a great team, promoting a great destination and its properties. I thought the format of the evening was great, casual and fun, but informative too. And the interactive quiz was a really cool end to the event. Well done." And we had some great feedback from our 2 hotel partners. Ana Fernandez wrote, "I would like to thank you all for arranging the Visit St. Pete Clearwater UK sales mission for us. I really appreciate you sharing detailed information ahead of the events, a big help in organizing the trip schedule and preparing for our presentations and events. Thank you for all the good work and effort. It was a success and so much accomplished in so little time." And Jamie Hauser said, "I wanted to thank you and the team for everything you did for us last week. The events were fantastic, and Pete and Ben truly knocked it out of the park, representing our destination. Getting in front of the agents was an invaluable and will be incredibly beneficial in growing both the Sheraton's UK guest base and the market overall." So that's the end of my report. This roadshow was a great success, and once again, thanks to the team at Rooster for all their hard work in planning and executing this sales opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Rosemary?
Thank you.
Rosemary, thought while you were presenting is, what's our plans for the next 6, 8 months in the UK market? Do you have more marketing over there as far as trade shows?
Absolutely. The team over there continues to move forward with trainings. And we were just talking, Andrea, myself, and Catherine, we have 10 international FAMs inbound coming between now and the end of the year. So we're really leaning into our sales efforts and staying connected, not only to the UK market, but all of our international markets.
That sounds great. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the presentations, we have Kayla for meetings and conventions.
Hi, good morning. I'm Kayla with the Meetings and Conferences Department. So first, I'm going to jump into some trends and insights we've been seeing. Groups are adapting to rising costs. They're trending towards curated, smaller meetings. Certain groups that have been historically too large for our destination are scaling down and can now fit our destination. Planner-supplier relationships are important now more than ever. The economy and budgets are changing, and this is causing less and less site visits, and that's where our relationships with these planners is more important because they trust us with our knowledge of the destination and the hotels and with their client needs. Groups are placing a premium on experiences ahead of price, so giving clients a positive experience in the destination is so critical because we want them to come back year over year. And we have a strong desire to have face-to-face meetings and events. So not only is it important for us to be at shows and events to educate, but it's important to get them here to experience the destination. A conference of 200 people could potentially lead to future leisure travelers. So planners are sourcing near-term and long-term meetings, so there's still an opportunity to book in the year for the year, as well as for the future pipeline. So just going to go over some results and progress that we've had year to date. Year to date, we've received 608 leads. We've booked 112 leads with over 45,000 room nights booked and an economic impact of over 58 million. So our year to date by state. Florida remains a very important market for us. And based on how 2025 is going so far, it will continue to remain very important for us. I've personally been in the Florida market for 3 years, and the drive market, especially for the associations, is very crucial and based on our location. So you have association members all throughout the state, of course. So us being Central West is very lucrative. Then, of course, we have the Midwest, Northeast, and Mid-Atlantic following that. So year-to-date by market segment, corporate and association still remains very strong for us, and health and medical and technology are very important for economic development, and we've personally seen a lot of technology companies relocate to the Tampa Bay area. Manufacturing and distribution has gone up for us. So some events and shows. We met with hotel partners last summer, and they requested more events and sales missions. So this is what we have done for sales mission and events year to date. And for example, this is just year to date, but we have future ones as well. Ohio in May, June in Boston, and a New York golf event in July. These numbers are to reflect what we currently have in the system. So sometimes when we have a mission, event, or trade show, the client will go directly to the hotel partner. So unless we're looped in, we don't necessarily have that information. So this is just leads that we've received via Cvent or email. And here are year-to-date trade shows. So for example, IMEX, we've received 8 leads. We've booked 1 thus far. So we will still receive leads from these, so these numbers will just go up. And of course, the leads we received, we are still actively working on those because decisions haven't been made yet. So just some feedback and testimonials from some clients that we've had in the destination and how them coming to the destination has impacted them and their meetings. So we had the American Coal Council, and they've been coming to Clearwater Beach for over a decade, and they love Clearwater Beach due to its beautiful beaches, amazing events, excellent restaurants, and warm hospitality. The Intercollegiate Women's Coaches Association was in downtown St. Petersburg, and everything from start to finish went very smoothly, and they liked all the great experiences throughout. And last but not least, we have Skyward, and they have held their conference on St. Pete Beach for the past decade as well. And they like the convenience and accessibility of the airport's variety of dining and entertainment options, and that's why they're proud to hold it in St. Pete Beach every year. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Kayla? Chuck?
Thank you, Chair. I was impressed, we talk about where our market segments are, and we look at the areas and the states, and then when we look at the sales, and I see the Texas sales mission, that's a new one for me, and we got 15 leads. I think it was the highest, and you actually booked 2 of those, which is the second highest. Any thoughts of spending some more time in Texas after those results?
Yes, so I believe I can't speak to our current markets because we currently don't have a West sales manager at the moment. but I know we are recalibrating that at the moment. And Texas is a very big state, and nonstop flight as well from Tampa International. So yes, I think we will spend a lot more time in Texas.
Thank you. Very nice presentation.
Yeah, thank you.
Comment, Brian?
Yeah, Chuck, I would just add on to that, similar to our leisure travel market, we're starting to see increased visitation from the Texas area. It's the same thing on the meeting side. You know, they have a very growing, large population, not only of individuals, but also of corporations and headquarters. So as that continues to grow, we'll continue to increase our presence there. Kayla touched on one thing. We are in the process of realigning our meetings team territories, and so there are a few opportunities that we're taking advantage of now. So stay tuned on that.
Thank you, Brian. Other questions?
Mr. Chairman, I have one thing, yeah. So I see the FSU basketball event, and now the new head basketball coach there is a Clearwater High grad.
Yes.
Who I met with 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then Tennessee, the mayor of Sevier County, Tennessee, and Gatlinburg, Tennessee, were here 3 weeks ago for some meetings that we had on something else. But I guess my question is, in this area, is there anything that the council can do to help the team bring in conferences and meetings? Are there things that we could do to help out?
Yeah, I believe even just maybe potentially coming to a show or event or sales mission with us, just to see how those sort of run and how we essentially are selling the destination, I think would be really helpful. And of course, like I had Brian at my Tampa Bay client event recently, and they were all just so thrilled that he was there and able to meet him, not just the sales manager, but someone higher up that has a really large impact for us, so. Yeah.
Brian, comment?
No, I would just, if there are no other comments, I would just say one of the things that Kayla and the entire meetings team has focused on, business development in general, but really on the meeting side, is we talked to our partners, and what we heard was it's great to go to trade shows with the Visit St. Pete Clearwater team, but you're one of a zillion in those convention halls. And what was really important to them and they felt was impactful were different events. And so one of the things that we focused on is, hey, we're sponsors with athletic teams, and we're going to these other cities. Let's take advantage of that. And rather than just focusing on the trade show, let's go to a city, maybe that a trade show's in. Let's have a client event that those clients want to be at, and we can get them in a one-on-one setting. And so Kayla's done a great job in the Florida market. The rest of the team's done a great job in different cities. So whether it's a Lightning game, a Philadelphia Union game, a Phillies game, we're having events there with those clients, and they really appreciate that. And it's something where it's a more relaxed atmosphere, and it's not in another convention center trade show. So I want to thank Kayla and the rest of the team for putting a focus on that, and that came from our partners. So again, it's one thing to bring them along with us to the booth, but to bring them along and allow them the ability to bring their clients along and invite their clients to these events, we're starting to see some good success in that. The other thing that I would note is we talked about some of the different changing markets in the meeting team, and there's a lot going on and focused since she's been on, and you know, reimagining if there are efficiencies, opportunities to do things. So
couple of examples here. When Treasure Island did its Sun, Sand, and Kites Coastal Delights, they really not only mentioned the ampersand, but actually put in the press release that they were tying it into the campaign. The Sugar Sand Festival that's going on right now, you can buy a T-shirt with the ampersand. You can see they're carving the ampersands into the sand. So it's great to see that people are embracing this as sort of the essence of what this destination is all about. One thing and then something else. So this has just been really good to see. And then when I was talking about the strategies, one of the things I said we wanted to do was really leverage the big events that we have in town. Grand Prix, as everybody has mentioned, huge success at the end of last month. Incredible traffic there, 160-odd thousand people is the number I've seen reported. We don't have that verified yet. But one of the things we did was, like, how can we stand out at the Grand Prix? So we worked with the team there. We created a fan plaza, which is where they hosted the concert. They put up a big screen. So if you've ever been to the Grand Prix, general admission tickets, you don't get to see a lot of the racing. You're kind of like looking over the fences. So we created a place where the general admission fans could actually watch the race, get food and hang out. And then in addition to that, we had signage around the track that you can see here. But I think maybe most importantly, we worked very closely with Fox. They were the new broadcast partners for the race this year, and talked to them ahead of the race about what it was we wanted from this. Because while it's great that 100,000 people came down this time, the TV ratings was 1.4 million people. That's a great audience for us to reach. And I have to say, Fox did a spectacular job of taking our guidance and really running with it. You know, I basically said, hey, this is our chance to be the Monaco Grand Prix. What can you do to make us look like Monte Carlo? And if you look at that bottom shot there, they did an incredible job of every time they pulled up on the aerial shots of showing the waterfront, showing the yachts, and just showing the amazing city that St. Pete is. So worked out great. We're already talking to the Grand Prix folks about how to go bigger and better for the next race. Then right on the tails of the Grand Prix, we had the Valspar Golf Tournament. And similarly, national and international television audience, how do we expand on that? So we took a slightly different approach here, worked with the Valspar team and worked with a couple of golf influencers, if anybody's familiar with St. Andre Golf. They do a bunch of fun golf videos, and they're very well connected with the players. They're known by the players. So we were trying to connect Innisbrook and the beaches. I think when you watch the PGA Tour, that event, unlike the Grand Prix, you don't see the water, you don't see the boats. How do you connect us to the beach? So we came up with this notion of the sand shot shootout, which the players did on their practice round on the Tuesday. We set up at the 18th, and as the players came down the 18th, our influencers pulled them over, put them in the sand trap, and gave them a challenge to see if they could shoot from the sand trap into the bucket. And then the winning player sort of got a little bit of a shout out. So here's just a little bit of probably a longer video for this.
Welcome to the 18th hole of the Valspar Championship, just down the road from the gorgeous St. Pete Clearwater beaches. And this is the sand shot shootout.
Did it go in? Yeah. Rules are simple. Each player gets 5 shots, 5 balls. If they hit the sign or the bucket with one of these, it's worth 1 point. If they go in the bucket with this, it's worth 5. Now, they also get 1 money ball, which is 3 times the point. So, 3 points for hitting a sign, 15 for going in the bucket.
You realize how hard this shot is, right? Yeah. Oh.
Hey, nice.
Well done. Thanks for playing.
For sure.
Oh! 6 points. Oh. I gotta get practice on long bunker shots after this now.
Oh! Man. Yes! That's crazy.
As you can see, the players were having fun, the talent was having fun, and we were out there for 3 or 4 hours shooting all of this stuff. And it really did a great job of connecting the beaches, the golf tournament. This was then picked up by the PGA Tour's social media, as well as ours. Being great. Let me jump back here 1 second. The bucket then on the 8th, after we had to move it from the 18th, obviously, can't have it there for the tournament. So they moved it over to the 3rd and created this little beach area. So then the bucket was there all weekend. We now have the bucket. It's now at Sugar Sands. So it becomes a great little activation tool for us to use in other places. So this one is another sponsorship opportunity. As you may have seen, we are the official beaches of a couple of MLS teams. The sort of criteria that we've been working with when it comes to sponsorships, because as I've said to Brian many times, I didn't realize until I took this job that it's the fastest way to get every sports team to call you is take a job like this, because they all like call you and tell you why you should be spending money with them. We focus on teams that have got an authentic connection to our destination. So the Philadelphia Union come down here for their preseason, and as part of that, then they get to showcase the destination, and then when they go back to Philadelphia, obviously a key market for us, we get to take some of the beaches back up there with them. So we've created, as you can see in the top left there, this oversized Adirondack chair, some signage that tells you how close you are to the various Clearwater Beach elements. We do have this sort of more traditional signage at the stadium. But then during the first opening game, they showed on the scoreboard some of the things that the players were doing down at the beach. This was on the scoreboard, it was on their social channels. They did a bunch of other social promotions. We also gave away some sunglasses to everybody that was in the game on that opening night. Again, everything we're doing is how do you take something and connect our strength, beaches, with an authentic connection. Similarly, FC Cincinnati also holds their spring training down here, so they are our other MLS partner. They also had their guys out playing beach volleyball, clearly what MLS players like to do when they're down here. They also asked if their guys could go play golf, so they created the Goalkeeper Golf Challenge at Bardmore, and they took their goalkeepers out to see who was the best golfer.
Yes, he can.
Again, they shared this on their social channels on YouTube. We will be down in Cincinnati for National Beach Day, which also happens to be when Cincinnati plays Philadelphia. So that's sort of the Visit St. Pete grudge match over Labor Day weekend. Closer to home, we have a couple of sponsorships with local teams. Just wanted to highlight, we recently partnered with the Tampa Bay Lightning. And the reason for that is not so much to tell people in Amalie Arena that we have great beaches, although that's nice. It's really to tell people around the rest of the country that we are this amazing beach destination. So there's technology in the NHL which allows the Lightning to dynamically replace the signage on the boards when viewed by out-of-market fans. So in this particular case, if you're a New York Rangers fan and you're watching this game in New York, you see signage on the boards there that say we are the official beaches of Tampa Bay. If you're sitting in Amalie Arena, that is not what you see. So pretty amazing technology. And actually, when you play the video, you would never know that is not actually there. It's the same similar technology to the line in football. And so for out-of-market games in all of our key markets, we replace signage with our signage so that we could continue to reinforce with the New York audience, the Boston audience, the Chicago audience, every time they were watching a Lightning game, that we were the beaches of the Lightning. And then we've worked with them on various other ways to activate type things. and Play initiative with this booking engine. So if you stay 3 nights, you'll get a $100 gift card to spend on activities in
this data. Additionally, as you can kind of see, our vacation rentals, St. Pete Beach and Treasure Island and Madeira Beach collections are still below, and that is really where our supply is recovering. And as we kind of look towards how things have been trending, we can really see that vacation rental demand is improving each month. The supply is a little bit slower to come back online. And again, the 29 days versus 28 is going to play a role in the month of February for this data. But you can also see that our hotel demand has been strong through these first 5 months of this fiscal year, and our supply is slowly returning as well. Obviously, we welcome back the Don Cesar most recently, and that was a number of rooms back online in St. Pete Beach. And really looking at the recovery and how things are going, nearly all of our inland hotel rooms are back open and are online. And we have quite a number of the areas like St. Pete Beach. Those still have a little bit more ways to go than Clearwater Beach, for example. And I apologize for
cleared 2 or 3 committees on the Senate side and 2 committees on the House side. That would require that all local option taxes sunset by 2033, including the tourist development tax, and would require that those then go out to referendum every 8 years. I did see yesterday in the Senate committee, the Senate bill was amended to include a provision specifically related to TDT that would still require it to go out to referendum by 2033, but would not set an 8-year time limit on that. It would allow the local government to determine how long that TDT was in place if approved by the voters. Obviously, the TDT is so important not only for us to be able to have certainty and the ability to plan and market, but also that's our funding source for beach nourishment. So we want to make sure that we take care of that. The next one was the Senate tax package came out over the weekend, and for any of you that have ever read a tax package, there's a lot in those. One of the provisions that's in it is that TDT a couple years ago was amended to allow its use for what they call public facilities. We recently, this board just recommended funding for a public facility to be funded by TDT in a project like the Clearwater Marina. One of the requirements to use TDT on public facilities is that you spend at least 40% of the TDT collected in the year prior on marketing of the destination. This tax package includes a provision that says you got to spend at least 40% on marketing. You can't spend above $50 million on marketing. And what does that mean? Well, for us, our budget, that we are currently operating under comes right at about $49 million. So we're right on that cap. And that would put us in a situation where potentially we'd have to choose between do we essentially max out how much we can spend at our current spending levels with the TDT, or do we want to spend those funds on those public facilities? So something to keep an eye on that I don't know what they're trying to get at there, but there could, in fact, be some unintended consequences. And then last but not least, beach nourishment funding. Historically, Pinellas County has fared well with the beach funds because we have a dedicated source of TDT to match those state funds. In this year's budget proposals, the House has $50 million for beach nourishment statewide, and the Senate has $52.5 million for beach nourishment. So it's important that those, obviously more is better. So if you see any of the legislators, tell them to stick with the Senate side of things for beach nourishment. That's what I have on legislation. Does anybody have any questions on any of those? Excellent. Next, just a quick reminder, tomorrow evening, Steve, Jason, myself, Chair Scott, we will be attending the Florida Michelin Guide awards ceremony. So we're hoping that we come back on Thursday night, Friday morning with some restaurants here from St. Pete Clearwater that have been recognized. And then last but certainly not least, the event of the year takes place May 8th at the Floridian Social, the annual Besties. I know a number of you are attending, a number of you are participating with us, so good luck to everyone, and we can't wait to have a great evening and recognize the best of St. Pete Clearwater. So that's all I've got, sir.
Great. Any comments from members? Bill?
I neglected when you asked earlier to mention this. Starlight Cruises was nominated as one of the best dinner cruises in America. Voting began. I hope a lot of you participated, helped us out. I tried to blast out everybody I could. We rocketed to #1, and then they cut off the reporting who was #1 for the last week. So we don't know. Voting closed on Monday, and they're going to announce a winner a week from today at 11 a.m. So no, hopefully we stayed at the top. And Captain Hubbard, my company is called Starlight Cruises. It's a diverse line of passenger vessels. We have a cruise for you. I need to add the line, unless you want to go fishing.
That sounded like a political announcement, didn't it, Mayor? Anybody else? I think then we need to, Dylan?
So along the same lines, we were nominated for Best Charter Boat in the country. It starts April 28th, the voting for that one, and we're hoping to take it home for the 4th year in a row. So I'll be blasting you back, Phil.
Great. I would request that all of you do not mention to the chair that we're done at 10 o'clock so that we change. But anyway, this meeting is adjourned.